Plaintiff Tom Lowenstein says 4 years into dating the defendant, they began verbally abusing each other. Tom claims the defendant vandalized 2 of his vehicles and planted a recording device in his home to catch him cheating. But today, he's suing for breach of contract. Defendant Wendy Gomez claims after she caught Tom cheating, he became physically abusive. Wendy's countersuing because she claims Tom filed a bogus restraining order against her, which caused her to lose money.
Tell me some background on this case or on your friendship, relationship.
Your Honor, I met Wendy in 2008 at a local pub. So 4 years into the relationship, our relationship became very verbally abusive on both sides. It escalated though when Wendy would drink. She keyed my motorcycle, she keyed and egged my truck, and in July, she planted a tape recorder device in my house trying to catch me at cheating. Your Honor, Wendy is the one that actually was cheating. She was involved with the man for 9 months.
How did you come to find that out?
She openly admitted and told that to me. Your Honor, I want to admit that I used very verbal abusive language with Wendy, and no man should say that to a woman. It's not right.
Is it something you can't control, or is it something that just happens when you drink, or?
It's not when I was drinking. I think a lot of it had to do with the actions that Wendy brought against me.
I understand, but people argue all the time.
That's true.
And they don't become abusive. There's usually a reason that people become abusive. It's verbal or physical. Anger problems, where you can't control your impulses and the things you say because you know they're gonna hurt the person really bad.
She keyed and egged my truck. And in July, she planted a tape recorder device in my house trying to catch me at cheating. Your Honor, Wendy is the one that actually was cheating. She was involved with the man for 9 months.
How did you come to find that out?
She openly admitted and told that to me.
Defendant Wendy Gomez is being sued by her ex-boyfriend, who claims Wendy vandalized 2 of his vehicles and planted a recording device in his home.
It's not normal for people to abuse others verbally or otherwise. All right. That's been going on throughout the relationship. She's been throwing eggs. Now that's normal on Halloween for 10-year-olds. So she's been throwing eggs. And what else? Key in your car. $1,000. How much it costs?
Several $1,000s to have repaired.
For one keying?
There was several keyings. I have pictures of the...
Let me see them. On several different instances?
Yes, there's the keys. Keying is on a motorcycle, which was a custom paint job.
Oh. Woo.
So
that was a custom paint
if
job.
you do a custom paint job, it turns into being a very expensive
Yes, absolutely.
paint job.
I can see how it goes up into thousands now. It's almost, is that hand painted?
It's actually airbrushed.
Okay.
And then they come in and actually paint over it. It takes approximately 3 to 4 months to have that completed.
No, I can see it. Yeah, I can see everything you said in there. And she admits to it, right? You admit to keying it?
Yes.
All right. That's not what we hear, but you give me some background on the relationship, and then we'll get to the contract you allege she breached.
I caught him cheating on me, and then he became very physical abusive. We've had an on and off relationship for many years. In fact, when I was involved with somebody else, we were actually on a year break, so I didn't consider it cheating on him. But when we did get back together, I was very honest about what happened, and then we moved forward from our relationship from that. That particular incident is actually when we got back together after what happened to the motorcycle. No, I'm sorry. That's what led up to the motorcycle, because we got back together, and then when I walked in the bar, he acted like he didn't even know who I was.
That's the end of it. That's right. Where my
It
keys?
was the end
Where my
of it.
keys? Let me hear from you on the breach of contract, sir.
We are here because I loaned Wendy $1,850.
When was the first loan?
The first loan was for $1,000.
When?
was in 2013 for the motorcycle damage.
What else?
And I loaned her $500 when she was going through some pretty hardship times. She came to me, needed to borrow the money, so I loaned it to her. And then the $350 was shortly after that.
When was the last time you asked for your money?
I talked to Wendy about it on several occasions, but Wendy and I actually signed in April a promissory note.
Good.
And agreed to paying it back in 90 days.
Okay, let me hear from you, ma'am.
I do owe him the $500 for financial hardship. I will say that. I owe him about $298 for the car repair that he did help me out with. So I actually owe him about $798.
So why'd you sign something saying $1,850?
Because when I found him cheating on me and he got physical abusive with me, I was trying to get out of the house as fast as I could, and I left my purse there. And I have numerous text messages that say that he's holding my purse as ransom unless I pay him. So I have the text messages proving that as well.
Okay, well, we're talking about you signing this.
Right,
Why
but
did
I
you
never
sign
looked at
this?
the amount. I just
Okay,
signed
that's your
it.
defense.
I signed it to
Okay.
get my purse and get out of there, is what I
All
did.
right, and you don't know the amount.
No, I did not know the
Okay,
amount.
well, now you know,
I do know
$1,850.
the amount,
Okay,
yes.
well,
Yes.
that's out the way.
That's what led up to the motorcycle, because we got back together, and then when I walked in the bar, he acted like he didn't even know who I was.
That's the end of it. That's right. Where my
It
keys?
was the
Where
end
my
of it.
keys?
Defendant Wendy Gomez is being sued by her ex-boyfriend, who claims Wendy vandalized 2 of his vehicles and planted a recording device in his home.
Your counterclaim for $605 is for lost wages. How does he owe you for that?
We haven't seen each other since July 28th, but he's filed a restraining order against me with all these claims that I did in August. Well, we went to court and all that was dismissed because the judge didn't believe that he was actually telling the truth about any of that. So there is no restraining order. I have multiple text messages proving.
No, who filed the restraining order?
He filed it
Okay.
against me.
I did, Your Honor.
All right. So, in your wages today, though, is that for today's court hearing?
It's for the loss of wages for the time that I had to go to the court and fight for the restraining order, and also this matter today.
Okay. And how much time did you spend regarding the restraining order?
It was probably about 7 hours.
Okay. So you want how much for that day?
22 times 7, 14, 154.
154 for that day. All right, fighting the restraining order. Because today you're here for a meritorious claim, meaning he had every reason to bring you here. People receive lost wages typically from a court when it's a frivolous claim, and you've gotten people to take the day off to go to court, and you know you don't have a claim. You just, for whatever reason, are suing them, and it's frivolous. And so, yes, if you have to show up in court, that's one of the unfortunate things about the court system and American jurisprudence. Somebody accuse you and serve you or sue you, you got to at least show up, else you get a default judgment. And if it's frivolous, that's why they give unpaid wages. You've made this person show up on something you knew wasn't true and it's just some nonsense. But on the other hand, the judge gets to determine whether it's nonsense or not and determine the wages. And the judge can dismiss it immediately or not, but you have to answer it. You have to answer. If you ever get a lawsuit against you guys and viewers, you have to answer it. Just because you might think it's nothing, it's whatever, if you don't answer, the other person automatically wins. Now, sometimes you can come back to court and petition the court for a new hearing because for whatever reason, you weren't able to respond in time. If the judge buys it, he'll say, okay, I'll give you another hearing 30 days from now. If you don't come to that, it's over. He's not buying any more excuses about why you didn't make it the first time. You got a default judgment. And the lost wages, $154 for the restraining order. I'll grant you that. However, you coming here today was well deserving because you signed the promissory note that you would pay, and you have it. And I'm not accepting your defense today. So judgment for the plaintiff, $1,850, according to what was signed here. And your counterclaim, I'll grant you $154 for the previous hearing that you had to take off for. All right, have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I want to call you a bully because that's what you are, because you keep attacking me even though I've left you alone. But I'm glad that you finally got your way, Mr. Lowenstein. Have a wonderful life.
You too, Ms.
This is the
Gomez.
last thing you can do to me.
I
Amen.
agree. No more.